Welcome to the annual town hall for Running USA. We do this every year at the start of our fiscal year to give our members an update on what's happening at Running USA and some of the changes that we're making and some of the exciting things that we're doing. So thank you all for taking a couple of minutes to meet with us today. We are going to take questions at the end. We have had a couple that have come in via email already. We'll be taking those in the chat. Before we go too far, I want to introduce you to our team. They're all on the call today. I am Jay Holder. I'm the Executive Director of Running USA. I'm now in my second year here at this organization. We also have our Director of Operations, Michael Clemens, on the call. Our Director of Membership and Sponsorship, Nancy Brandon, is on the call. Our Director of Marketing and Communications, Leah Etling, and our new HR Project Leader, Diana Parkman, is also on the call today. Of course, we're a staff of 4.5. Diana's part-time, but we have a very dedicated, very, very active board of 12 people who make Running USA happen. This is 10 of them. 2 of them weren't here for this picture, but this is our board of directors. Kathleen Titus, I'm not sure if she's on yet. I was just mentioning that she's rushing back to the hotel to get internet access. But Kathleen is our board president. Mike Nishi is our vice president. Megan Nahara is our treasurer, and Matt Stone is our secretary. That's our executive committee. There's more about the board on our website. Kathleen, when she joins us, is going to talk a little bit about our upcoming board elections. We do have 2 open seats that we'll have up for election at the end of the year. So once she gets on, I'll let her speak to that. If you were at our annual conference this past year in Louisville, you saw that Running USA put out its new strategic plan for the next 3 years. And I won't go over all of that. It is available on our website, and Leah will drop the link to that into the chat so everybody can read it. It's a 17-page document. It is super exciting, but it is public because we want to live by it every day. Everything we do will come from that strategic plan. And we want our members to understand the direction of the organization and help offer suggestions as to how we can truly fulfill that strategic plan. So while I won't go over it line by line, I do want to reiterate our new mission and vision statements. Our mission is to engage, educate, and elevate the running industry and its constituents, and our vision is an inclusive and unified running industry. How did we reach this strategic plan? Well, it was not a short process. We held focus groups moderated by a third party with members and non-members and members across all sections of the membership, from vendors to small events to large events. And then we had a team of dedicated board and staff that came up with the mission and vision, and it went through several review processes before it became live back in February. One of the big pieces of our new strategic plan is our new membership model, which launches today, April 1, and I'm going to go over that with everyone on this call. But all of it is meant to engage, educate, and elevate the running event industry. Here are some highlights of the new membership model. As I said, this was a group of people that met with members and board and staff to understand the needs and wants of the membership base and to create options for a wider range of organizations and individuals. So we now have 6 membership tiers, and they range from an entry level to, as you'll see, a very high level, and everything in between. What this does is it creates opportunities not just for individuals, so there is a new individual membership, which we've never had before, but it also creates opportunities for individuals within the context of their membership organization. So you'll see each membership level has a number of seats that come with it, and then we can interact with those people directly as opposed to just interacting with the main organization. We can talk to the people in those organizations. We've added some expanded benefits, which we're going to talk about in just a second. That include professional services. That's a direction that we really feel confident and we really feel strongly about going in, and we'll talk about that in just a second. All members will have access to that. And the core tenet of this membership model is to develop and facilitate a year-round conversation. We want to find ways to interact with our members and to create conversation between our members and lead those conversations, not just during the 3 days that we meet at conference, but the 365 days that we have in the year. How does this take effect? So if you became a member, let's say last night, under the legacy membership system, your membership is good until March 31st of next year, and then you'll move over to the current model. This will come out on a rolling basis. So over the next year, all memberships will convert over into the new model. But any membership entered before this morning will continue until its conclusion date, which is 365 days. If you want to take advantage, if you are on one of those legacy membership tiers and you want to take advantage of some of our new membership offerings, never fear, we do have that opportunity for you. Just reach out to membership@runningusa.org and we will make sure that that happens. So I mentioned professional services. And we're offering 2 professional services to start, and we would like to expand on this. The first we're offering is human resources services because we understood that this is a real need in the running industry, especially for organizations that are smaller. Let's take Running USA, for example. We first used this, we first worked with Diana to build our own employee handbook, to build our own staff internal evaluations, things that didn't exist for such a small organization prior to last year. And as we worked through this process, we realized there's probably a lot of our member organizations that could use this process as well. So we are working with Diana to offer HR services on an a la carte basis to all of our members. There are some membership tiers that will get a number of hours baked into their membership fee, but anybody has access to the member rate of $200 an hour. Now, we did some market research before we went out and made up this price, and we saw that the average HR agency is charging $400 an hour, and they're not going to accept just one job posting or one handbook task. They're gonna want a lot more than that. We have the opportunity to do small projects at a below market rate for our members and help some of our smaller members, and there are some large organizations that don't have HR services and don't have the need for a full-time HR person that can utilize this service. Diana, are you on the call and you want to introduce yourself real quick? Before I move on from Diana, one thing I want to point out is it was really important to us that the people doing these roles knew the running industry. We're a unique running industry, as we all know. And Diana comes with a long background of working specifically in the running event space. She worked for Chicago Event Management. She still does work with them and is based in Chicago. And as I said, she works with us here at Running USA. One thing that I will point out is a consultation with Diana to understand if she can meet your needs and what kind of needs you might have and what that might look like. That comes with your membership. That's complimentary. There is an HR section drop down on our website that you can find how to reach out to her and set up one of those meetings. We're also offering press release services. So of our 4 staff members, 2 of us are PR and journalism professionals, both Leah Etling and myself. This is simply to write your press release for you and make sure your news gets out into the world. We'll do a consulting call, we'll do a draft and edit, and then we'll present you with the final document and share it on our channels and present to you for distribution. Press release services are complimentary for most members. There is a drop down on our website on how to request one, but Leah and I will be handling that service effective today. So, universal benefits. As I mentioned, there are 6 tiers of membership, but many of the tiers contain all of the new and legacy benefits that you've come to know from Running USA. First, everybody gets a member rate on the Running Industry Conference. Last year was our largest since before the pandemic, and we're excited to see how that grows when we are in St. Louis this coming year. The Global Runner Survey, we started making that free in 2024. It is now free permanently to all members. So the Global Runner Survey, which is out now and I'm going to talk about in a little bit, that full report will be free to all members when it comes out in September. We're also commissioning some exciting new research reports that will come out this year, and you'll have access to those either complimentary or at a member rate. You'll have access to our best-in-class event insurance and event cancellation insurance, and our member rate that we negotiate with the 3 major music licensing carriers. Carriers, not characters. They are characters though sometimes. We are improving our member directory, so that's the next big step on our website after we've launched our new membership portal. You'll have access to that. It'll make contacting and connecting with other professionals in the industry easier and just one click away with your membership. If you haven't checked out our membership marketplace, I certainly encourage you to do so. We use Haku's virtual event bag system to put member deals and offers live for only members, and you can put your offers in there as well. There's well over a dozen offers in there. I highly encourage you to take a look at it if you haven't done that yet. Press release distribution, which we've always done, we will continue to do. I mentioned professional services. Our race calendar has launched, and all members can include their race on there, and we'll be reaching out to make sure your race is included on there in the coming weeks. Our monthly member-only webinars will continue and are continuing. We've done them for the past year. This coming month, we'll be announcing a member-only webinar on volunteer recruitment because April is National Volunteer Month. Member-only content features will continue to grow throughout this year. We've launched our 5-question series about 3 months ago, and we'll continue to highlight members and the unique ways that they interact with the running industry. Industry socials will continue at all major events. We have one coming up April 19th in Boston that is complimentary to all Running USA members. It's always a lot of fun, and we hope to see you there. If you were at our running industry conference presented by Haku in Louisville, you might have gone to one of our group roundtables where we talked about specific topics or parts of the running event industry. We are going to continue those, not just at conference, but those will be held quarterly. Everybody who came to the roundtable at the conference and was part of that robust conversation will certainly be invited, but also anybody who would like to join that wasn't maybe not at conference or didn't attend those roundtables. We found them to be a great way to exchange ideas. And I know in the one I moderated, we could have talked for 3 to 4 hours about marketing. So those will continue quarterly. We're also going to get in touch with you quarterly to make sure that Running USA is providing the benefits that you need specifically and that you're getting the most out of your membership. And we have reciprocity with our global partners. That's the Running Industry Alliance in the UK, the European Running Business Council, and Mass Participation World. That's access to their research and the member rate at their associated conferences. I want to quickly walk through the 6 membership tiers. As I mentioned, we do now have an individual membership. The price there, $247 for the year. You get one account that gets access to all of the benefits. And you can see that the professional services and our new AED rental program, which also launched today, and I haven't mentioned that yet, but we do have a AED partner that now offers a special Running USA rate on the rental of AEDs for races. You'll have access to that as well. And that information is also on our website. Silver membership is for sole proprietors and single events. This is guidance, by the way. We're not checking to make sure you are one of those things, but just sort of what we feel that these membership levels best service. You can see there that you get the member rate, you get 2 complimentary releases written by our PR services. And we'll also at this level start to do lunch and learn. So that is a topic of your choice that we will expand upon and present virtually to your team. We'll research and present virtually to your team at a time of your choosing. Our gold membership expands a little bit on that. That's more like our standard vendor membership or multiple event membership that we have today. You can see that the conference rate changes as we go up in levels and the number of people that you have on the account changes. Oh, I went too fast there. This is for up to 3 people and you get $175 off the conference rate. Additional benefits here is that this is where the Expo booth rate kicks in, $175 off our Expo booth at conference. Also, we will do ad copywriting and social media copywriting post for one campaign for you during your membership year. Our champion membership is sort of what our contributing model is today. It gets you 5 accounts, $200 off of 5 entries into registration. You would get 10 complimentary HR hours, 8 complimentary press releases, and then you'll see an additional Expo booth rate discount there, VIP conference access. We will host a dinner for champion members at all major marathons, and we'll also provide recorded conference highlights. And then we have our 2 top tiers, our elite membership, which is sort of like our foundation model today. This is for up to 7 people. You'll see a steeper discount on conference included there. Higher number of HR services and PR services. You do get some complimentary AED rentals. The Expo booth rate climbs, and then we will provide 2 of those lunch and learns. And then there's some marketing assets on the Running USA newsletters and Running USA website that come with this. And believe it or not, we did have some members say, "Give us everything you've got," and so we did. And we don't expect this to be in the dozens of members, but we do have, if anybody wants it, that very top tier offering of a Legend membership for, and with that comes 20 complimentary hours of HR services, 15 complimentary press releases, up to 5 AED rentals, $350 off conference for an unlimited number of people, VIP conference access, partner dinners at major marathons. We will live stream the general session to your entire office. So if you have team members who can't make it, we will stream that live. And then there is a logo on the homepage of Running USA. I went through that really quickly, but all of that is broken down in much greater detail on our website, runningusa.org. Those membership tiers take place today. If you want to move over to a new membership tier and you still have an active membership, you can email membership@runningusa.org. Nancy, our director of membership and sponsorship, would be happy to answer any questions. And of course, we're going to answer any questions that you have at the end of this call. Before I move on, I want to give Kathleen Titus a chance to talk about the board of directors. And Kathleen, are you there now?
I am.
All right, I'm going to go back to the picture of the board. So excuse my scrolling. There we go.
Excuse my technical difficulties. I'm in San Diego at a conference on social media marketing talking about AI. And here I run into my own technical difficulties, but excited to be here today. Jay, thanks for the presentation, and thanks team and board of directors for everything with the membership. Hopefully today we can answer any questions that you have about the new membership, but we are really excited to go out there and think that we have something for everyone now. And it's not just based on if you're a large scale event, but just having an access point for anybody that wants to come into the industry. So please ask away on all of the questions. We have fellow board members on here as well. I know Mike Nishi was on here. I saw Jared. I saw Mike Iser. There's probably a few others, Michael Clemens from the team, and all those guys are there. But please ask questions. As far as the board of directors goes, this reiterate what I said when we were at conference. We do have some board positions open. We have one open seat that was occupied by Brandon Hugh, who has since left the industry. He's gone overseas following his wife's work over in London. So he exited the board and that seat is open. And then there are the two positions that both Michael Nishi and I occupy on the EC. But again, they're just two board seats. We happen to be on the EC committee and hope that we are reelected and reslated. But again, this is your organization. So, in total, you'll see 3 spots. Know that 2 of them will be based on Michael and myself being, renominated. And then there is 1 open seat. And that open seat, and even mine and Mike's, really comes down to, finance. If you have that expertise in finance, we could use that. We do have a treasurer that will be terming off, and the team really wants to make sure that we stay intact as far as financial goes. We're always looking for someone that has some legal background. Governance is the other area that we're looking for some strong support in. So if there's any opportunity out there that you're saying, hey, I want to be a part of this, and I have this skill set specifically around that finance, maybe there is something around legal and governance, or even the other areas, please, sign up. This is your organization. We want you to be a part of it. We want to see that diversity, the equity, the inclusion, but we are looking for some skill sets there as some of our EC members start to term off and grow in that succession pipeline. So I'll pause there and then take any questions. Jay, if you want to go into other details, this is our board of directors that you saw for 2025, and we look to expand that for 2026.
Yeah, we'll do questions at the end. I do want to talk about a couple of other things. Thanks so much, Kathleen. And again, I can't thank our board enough. We are a small team, and our board is all volunteer, and they do a lot of work behind the scenes to make sure that we can achieve the goals we want to achieve, and that we can be an organization that operates 365 days a year and is able to provide benefits to people throughout the running industry. Speaking of that, the Global Runner Survey is out and it is live. The Global Runner Survey presented by Active. It is out in the internet world right now. We've got more than 4,000 responses, and we've been out less than a month. We are out through the summer, and our goal was 10,000 responses. We want to blow that out of the water. This year, thanks to some great partners, we're offering a chance to win a $5,000 treadmill to somebody who takes the survey, because we know it's long. It's an investment. It's 20 to 25 minutes of survey time. So we want to make there's something, a possibility for some gain for the people who take it. And there's also 4 race entries that folks who take it can win. And also for the member organization that gets us the most answers to that survey, we are going to give away 1 free entry into conference this year. So if you'd like your own tracking link, you can email anybody on the Running USA team, and we can provide you with a specific custom tracking link, and then we will tally the results at the end. But our goal is to get more than 10,000 responses and then be able to share this really great information about runner habits, runner wants and needs with everybody in the industry. This year, our goal is also to get more than 20% international responses. And that's why our partnerships with the RIA, ERBC, and MPW are so important. We really believe this is going to offer the best picture of the marketplace in 2025. So email us if you want the link, and we will be happy to share it with you. Upcoming events for us. I mentioned the Spring Industry Meetup sponsored by Give and Gain. A huge thanks to Give and Gain for their sponsorship of that. They will match any donation that happens during the registration process for that event. Our donated dollars go mostly towards our Emerging Leaders Program, which allows us to fund the travel and attendance of this year. We're hoping for 10 emerging leaders at our Running Industry Conference in St. Louis. But the Spring Industry Meetup is completely free for all members. We've got more space this year at Cleary's in Boston on April 19th. We've not just the bottom floor if you were there last year, but we have the top floor as well. There's food, there's drink. There's a good time. Come hang out with us on April 19th from 4 to 6. The registration link is in all of the emails that we send out on Wednesdays and Saturdays. We talked about the Volunteer Month webinar. That's going to take place on April 24th. We'll be sending out a registration link soon. But Donna Finney, who is on our board and heads up the volunteer efforts for the New York Roadrunners, will be leading that with a number of volunteer professionals from across the industry. Our roundtable regroups will begin in May of this year. So next month, our roundtable regroups will happen. So look for an invitation to that. And our Global Runner Survey presented by Active is released in September, and we're super excited for that. The Running Industry Conference presented by Haku is happening February 1st through 3rd in St. Louis at the Union Station Hotel. It is a historic venue. I encourage everybody to look it up. It is a really neat spot, and registration is reopened today along with sponsorship and expo sales. So if you're interested in any or all of those things, the links will be in the chat. Pretty much everything I've mentioned today, from the strategic report, the strategic plan rather, to our membership levels, Leah has been dropping into the chat. So take a scroll through there and see if you can save any of those links. But the Running Industry Conference open today for its second round of registration. It will be open through February 3rd of next year. We really hope to see you there. It's going to be an awesome, awesome time. If you were in Louisville this year, it was great, and it's only going to get better. We also have put out the call for speakers and presenters. So if you have a topic that you would like to present on, or you would like to see us include, please email us and let us know. We are always looking for ideas. Our goal is to make the topics that we talk about the most relevant topics to the running event industry today. So if you have an idea or want to present, please reach out to us. With that, I'm going to take questions. And I know we had a couple that came in via email. I think the first one was about conference, and Michael Clemens, our Director of Operations, I'm going to pitch to you for a question from Dan Ashworth.
I don't have it open. Can you repeat the give me the question, Jay, and then I'll give the answer?
I sure can. I just have to
Thank you.
minimize my presentation to do that. Just a second, and I will get you the question. There it is.
I was ready with the answer. I wasn't ready with the question itself.
The question is, what other steps are being taken to stop non-exhibiting suppliers from doing business at the conference?
Yeah, that's a good. So we definitely have taken efforts since the leadership transition within Running USA to make sure that our sponsors who are paying for expo booths, who are paying to sponsor the event, are getting ROI out of their sponsorships and out of their expo booths. You'll notice in St. Louis this year that the layout of it is going to be even better for ROI. The location of the expo this year is actually the walkway in between the hotel rooms and the main ballroom, and breakout rooms will have all of our educational sessions. So it's going to be very highly trafficked. We will also have all of our meals in there, our Sunday night opening reception, our Monday night puppy happy hour is in there. We will have signage at the entrance and at the the ends of that expo space, reminding any of our vendors that it's not a sales zone for anyone who does not have expo booth space in there, which expo booth space is open and is a great way to invest in Running USA, but also to get your brand out there within the industry. So if you are a vendor looking for that, we definitely encourage that expo space. We also, if you noticed this last year, had our director of membership, Nancy Brandon, was in membership and sponsorship. She was in that expo space pretty much all day, every day of the conference. So we have eyes in that space so that we can kind of keep track of that and make sure that it is only those expo booths that are doing business within that space. We also have worked with the hotel that we're using this year to make sure that any space that is given out or is reserved by businesses, they speak to us first at Running USA. So we're not blindsided with somebody renting a room right next to all of our main ballroom space without going through Running USA first. So we are taking steps in that. And as you've probably noticed with a lot of our other efforts, we are very open to any ideas that you all have and are very responsive to those. So if you have additional ideas on things that we can do to make it a good space for our vendors and make it a space where vendors feel welcome, but also that they're not being guerrilla marketed to, we are all open in all ears for that.
Thanks, Michael. And I do want to just touch on that a little bit. You mentioned taking feedback, and we always get lots of feedback about the expo. And we have implemented some of the suggestions that our members and vendors have made to us this past year that you'll see at the 2026 expo. The first is that there will be an opportunity for all vendors to have a pass to the conference that is just simply an expo pass. We've heard from vendors in the past that they have someone that's coming there to work their booth all day, and they don't want to buy that person a registration. So now all booths do come with an expo only pass, as well as the registrations that they came with in the past. Kirsten said more puppies. Absolutely. The puppy happy hour is back in 2026. We can officially announce that there is a puppy happy hour that will be back. I don't know what the number of puppies will be yet, but we will strive for more. We're also hosting our first Best of the Expo contest this year. Attendees will be able to vote, and prizes will be awarded for the most creative booth, the best activation, the friendliest booth, and the best giveaway. We are dedicating time in the agenda for attendees to visit the expo. One thing we heard was that there was so much going on, which is great, but we didn't really have time to go explore and talk to people in the expo. We are going to carve out space for that. And also make the expo space, as Michael talked about, how conducive it is just for traffic. It's also going to be more inviting with music and entertainment. And we're going to work with vendors ahead of the expo. We'll have a webinar for all vendors on best practices to make sure that your booth is bringing in the most people. So stay tuned. Stay tuned for all of that, but really excited about what the expo is going to look like this year. Our next question is from Alessio at World Athletics. He says, this is a bull phase for the sport, and our job is to create the conditions for it to last. How can Running USA help? He said, how can World Athletics and Running USA help? And I can't answer, of course, for World Athletics, and Alessio works for World Athletics. But I can say that World Athletics partnership with Running USA is invaluable. And we'll continue to work with World Athletics to make sure that the information they need to get out to global running events is amplified, and that we're able to pass that along to our members. But how can Running USA help? Well, I think that our strategic plan sort of addresses that. I think that as an industry, we are better together, and it is our job to facilitate the conversations that help us learn from each other. And we're going to double down on those efforts this year and in following years. Our global partnerships are certainly a big part of that as well. This is a bull phase for the sport, not just in the United States and not just in North America, but around the world. And we want to learn from what the successful events are doing in Europe, in Asia, in South America and in Africa. So we are working with groups outside of the North America to share which practices that are working for us here, but also learn what's working in other markets, and then just understanding the trends, and that kind of ties into that. One of the things you'll see us do this year is really double down on some of the research that we're able to do about what's happening in the space. There's going to be a lot of survey-based research, and I hope you'll take 5 or 10 minutes when those come out to let us know what your experiences are, so we can understand the market as a whole, and we can react to what those trends are and help our members prepare and learn how to best react to those. So I think that's really sort of how we see ourselves as being able to help as the facilitator of these conversations. And we can't do that without World Athletics. So I want to thank Alessio for that question, and also for the support that he and the team at World Athletics have given us. The next question is from Ken at the Tobacco Road Marathon. I know there are benefits by joining. Do you have an ROI analysis tool, spreadsheet, or testimonials that have positive ROI? And Nancy, I know you prepared an answer to this question.
Oops. Sorry about that. Yeah, we've looked at year over year, and we have a retention rate of about 87%. So looking at that, sorry about that. That was in the way. So yeah, looking at year over year, we have a retention rate from members about 87%. We do ask for feedback from members who are leaving, and a couple of them have left because the event is no longer in existence or because it wasn't in the budget, but they hope to come back. So we haven't been getting too much negative about that the value isn't there, or that we're not here to serve our members and to create new benefits like we've been doing, and to continue to grow the membership. Also, as far as testimonials, we actually just put some on our website, and we're going to be updating that quarterly. So we will be asking people to go ahead and send in some testimonials, and we'll get you in rotation if you're interested. And looking forward, I think that the main reasons that we see a lot of the renewals and the high retention rate is because of the feedback we're getting is because of the press release distribution, which is a really big one across the board for all size events, companies. It's everybody seems to take advantage of that, and also the conference. So we've got some really great feedback about the conference. So moving forward, anybody who might have dropped off, we're going to reach back out to and try to bring them in now that we have these new levels and this new program that's launching.
I would also add that more than 50% of our members use the insurance product. Part of our strategic plan, if you look through it, is to make sure to consistently audit that product and make sure it is the best product for the marketplace. We're in the process of doing that now, but more details on that as we finalize that audit. But that has been a huge draw for us. This reset on membership also allows us to track the usage of benefits. So we've created an in-house tracking system that shows us who is using what and who is taking advantage of the benefits they have. And if we notice you have a membership and we're not serving you the benefits because you're not using them, we're going to reach out to you and remind you. So we want to make sure that we're putting them on not only are we putting them out there, but they're truly being utilized. And the last question we have here from the pre-questions is, perhaps it's worth exploring a discounted rate for buying reports as a member. And that's from Fred Tressler at Trax. Leah, you want to touch on that?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Jay. So I just dropped in the link to the benefits page one more time into the chat, because we can't overemphasize how much is there. And it would be worth maybe spending 10 or 15 minutes or even longer just taking a look, exploring all of the new things that have been added. And then we want to, of course, answer this question and let you know exactly what's going on with research. So as Jay mentioned earlier in the call, Global Runner Survey free to anyone who is a member of Running USA. That was feedback that we heard loud and clear. We truly appreciate everybody helping us push out the effort to get those responses to the survey. And so we want to reward you for that. And we're happy to make that free when it comes out later this year. Now, the cost of research for various levels is different depending on which level you are. So if you are going to be at the champion, the elite, or the legend level, all of your research will be free. Everything that we put out will be complimentary. And then if you're at the bronze, silver, or gold level, so just on the other side of the spectrum, those are just going to be a flat rate. So it'll just be $150 per any research report, which will be a considerable discount off the non-member price.
Thanks, Leah.
Yeah.
I want to give an opportunity for any other questions that we might have. I know we have 23 minutes left in the hour, but we don't have to take the full hour. And also, if you don't have a question now, or if you think of a question later, we are always available. Our emails are just our names at runningusa.org. So Jay, Leah, Michael, Nancy. That's how you get a hold of us. If you have questions about membership, it's Nancy or membership@runningusa.org. And we are a small enough organization to make changes. Your feedback really drives the direction of this organization. It drove this membership model. It drove our strategic plan. It drove how we planned our conference. So keep it coming. We can never get too much feedback. That's how we understand what our members want and need. So as those ideas come to you, please share them with us. We are a phone call or an email away. We really appreciate your membership. We really appreciate your support of Running USA, and we hope that we can continue to support you to educate, elevate, and engage the running industry. And with that, I think I'll wrap it up because I haven't seen any questions come in. So again, I want to reiterate one thing Leah said. I just hit the high points of our new membership tiers. We actually built a brochure early on to share with some members because it's such a large number of benefits. So I encourage you to check out the membership benefits page and reach out to us as you have questions. Thanks everybody for spending part of your lunch hour with us or your late breakfast hour, depending on where you're located in the US. And I hope to see and talk to everyone, if not in Boston, at a race real soon. Have a great day.